I hope you have a good view of asking. So this is the information system definition and components. This is the material which I sent you. What is the information system? What is the idea of information system? And why we need to learn it in mechatronics? So in all areas of industry, we need to store a lot of information. And there is no any area of the industry of the real life that don't need information. So we need to use information system to store all information about our mechatronic device, about the movement, about everything inside. That's why we will start it to learn this. So there is a two perspective of information. Functional perspective and structural perspective. What is the functional? Information system is technology implement medium for the purpose of recording, storing, and disseminating some information, linguistic expression as well, supporting and inference making and everything. And the structural perspective, information consists a collection of people, processes, data, models, technology, and some specialized language with forming a cohesive structure which serve some organizational purpose of the function. So the person who uses the information system is the part of the information system. So we have a person who wants to put information inside, some processes which we can put, the data and the models. Everything is the things of information system. What is the functionality? Function definition, so you can see, communicate with expert to solve the particular problem. This is the functional system. What is the technical structure of the information system? You have the components of some structure, of technical components of the structure. So the most common information system, the software for information system is an language which is ODBC language. So there is a lot of languages in this area, but there is small and big systems. So it's depending of amount of that data which you want to put inside. And especially for our purposes, for our teaching, we will use the Access. The Access is a software which is a part of Microsoft Office. I hope every one of you have the Microsoft Office installed. Is it true? Did you have Microsoft Office on your computers?
Yes.
Yeah. So, because if you haven't the Microsoft Office, and you have access in the package, in the bundle. The access is this one. So, you have this software?
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, okay. So, because we will work with this software. So, theoretical part, of course, we will talk about the what is the information system, but the practical part, we will use the database access. So there is a lot of information. The Access use the special language. It's called SQL. So the SQL means structured query languages. Uh, so the language which is structured to create queries in the database. So what is important in a database? In a database is important that we have, let me see, there is a, I see some structure of functions of information system. We have a different parts, different place to store different things. These different things in a database, in Access, called tables. I put in the tables a lot of different tables, and there is a connection between the tables. Tables and connection. So the structure is, you have some input, data, information, instruction, opportunity. This is your input. You put in your database, in your information system, you put some information, some things. These things must processing. They processing with the programs, so the software, with the people, because the people start the procedures in the software, with the equipment, and with storage. So we can store somewhere, control it, and use some software and some hardware to process all this data. And as a result, you receive the outputs, which is different type of solution. You can get reports, the graphic, the calculation, the voices, the tactics, so different outputs. Normally in database access, we will receive the reports, graphics, calculation, pictures, so the graphics, the pictures, the graphics, of course. And what you have a control. This is the automatic control of the database. So database automatically control our processing, and decision makers can put additional constraints inside the system, so to create a better structure of the system. So what is a computer-based system? Information system that use computer technology to perform some intended tasks. So I just spoke about this. What is the components of information? Resource of people, end user of an information system, system analysis, programmers, data, etc. So information system consists all the stuff which works with this. So we have system analysts, programmers, data administrators. Every one of them have a different task in information system. Some of them users, specialists. I say specialists create structure. System analysts get information which is important for us. Programmers prepare some structure to some algorithms to give us more detailed information, and of course data administrators who will control all these processes. So the hardware is physical computer equipment and all devices. machines, media, so it's computer and printers and barcode readers and internet connection and every devices which give us opportunity to store information inside the computer. Software, this is the programs and procedures. So of course, all these computer equipment can't work without some algorithms of problem algorithm. That's why we have these programs and procedures inside all these algorithms. And data, it's data and knowledge bases. What is the different? Because a lot of times it's a very common mistake. It's to think that the database and knowledge base, it's the same. No, the database and knowledge base is very similar, but not the same. Database is just stored data, but knowledge base, it's a data with their connection, with their appreciation. So you can connection and appreciation between data. This is the knowledge base. So this is the database, the knowledge base is very similar, but not the same. And of course, we need the network because we, of course, work in a quite big world environment. We don't work only at home or in just one place. So this is the main resources. So here you can see the structure of who do what. You can see, you can read it. Not just describe it, but it's really what is the hardware resources, the people resources, the hardware, machines, computer systems, examples of microcomputer system, the software resources. So what is the software? So this what I just described. Include data, which is raw material of information. So the data is raw material. Data can take many forms, including traditional alphanumeric data, composed of numbers, and so on. Text data consisting of the sentence and paragraphs, a lot of different types of data. The numbers, the text, the image, graphic shapes and figures, the audio data, human voice and other sounds are also important. So data must meet the following criteria. So this is important. It must be comprehensive, means that all of data about the subject are actually present in the database. So it must be actual. Non-redundancy means that each individual piece of data exists only once in the database. So as an example, when you start to work with Access, I will show how to create this. But for example, if I want to make a list of the group, in the list of the group, I will write your name, your family name, your faculty number, and your specialty. But because you must be 7, of course, at the moment you are 3, but it doesn't matter. For all of you, just this small amount of information, small amount of group, 7 person, I will write 7 times. I will write the word Mechatronic masters of Mechatronics. So I will write your name, I will write your family name, I will write your faculty number, and I will write master of Mechatronics. So I will have 7 times the same thing. It is not so wise. For 7 persons, it's okay. 7, it's not a lot. But if I do it for whole students in the university, because there's 10 faculties, and there is in the students in our university, it's 10,000, and we have 10 faculties. If I put the name of faculty to the student, because I must know in which faculty this student, I will write 10,000 times the name of student, of faculty. So because there are 10 faculties, I will repeat 1,000 times the name of each faculty. It is ridiculous. So of course it's not wise. That's why in this table it's so it will stop it after 10 minutes. I will start again the same because we don't finish yet. I don't think we'll finish in 10 minutes. So this is non-redundancy. And finally, the appropriate structure means that the data are stored in such a way as to minimize the cost of expected processing and storage. The data resources of IS are typically organized into processed and organized data database, knowledge in a variety of forms, such as facts, rules, and case examples. So, which I just before described. Knowledge, forms, rules. So the connection, meaning, case example, successful business plan. This is the knowledge. The data is only the main part. So the data is just the raw material. The knowledge, it's include the rules. So we have the raw material, but you know how they connect. So the difference between the data and the knowledge, it's if I give you, so suppose you're going to buy some furniture from the store. They give you a lot of details for your probably bed, sofa, or cupboard. Okay, you buy a cupboard. And they give you the 2-3 packs. Inside there is a lot of parts. This is the data. This is the raw materials. And of course, they give you some instruction how to assemble these parts to create the cupboard. This is the rules. This is now it's changed to knowledge base. You have a raw material, the parts, and the rules, the algorithms, how to create something. This is the difference. This looks very similar. They are very similar because the biggest part of the knowledge is a data, but the knowledge means something more than only data. So, and the network resources, telecommunication networks, internet, intranets, and essential the successful operation of all types. So, the concepts of network resources emphasize the communication networks and fundamental resources. So, this is the structure of one customer system. So we have hello, John. So we have hi, John. We have this structure. This structure of person who's put all information, the inputs, all hardware system with the data storage, with the procedures, with the software, and here is the output. As you see, this the same picture like this one. The person, this is the processing, outputs, input. So in this case, inputs, outputs, all these things here is a processing, because this is data storage, this is the procedures, this is the software for control this, and this is the hardware to give opportunity to the software to work. Because if you have a software without a computer, you do nothing. If you have a computer without software, okay, very nice computer, but what to do with it? So, what is the difference between the computers and the information systems? So, the computer provides effective and efficient ways of processing data, and they are a necessary part of information, but not an information system. An information system, however, involves much more than just the computers. So, because if you have only the computer, okay, you can store your file somewhere. And it's no problem to do it. For example, to build an information system, transaction executed on the New York Stock Exchange, it is necessary to understand the procedure related to buying and selling stocks, bonds, options, and so on. So if you don't know how to store data and how to organize the data, you do nothing. This is important, which we will learn now in this semester, how to create the connection between the different parts of data, how to divide data in a different part, and how to make a connection between the different part of the data. So you can see how the system works. We have the hardware resources, data resources, data knowledge base, software resources, and people resources. Which one wants to do? Here is the processing data into information. This is output of information products, and this is input of data resources. So we put it, processing, create the control and performance, and store the data. So put the input, do something with the data, store here. When we need it, get it back to create an output. And when we put it here, we send here some instruction. For example, what will be the instruction? If I come back to example that I gave you, I prepared the list of the group. I put input here. I put your names, your faculty numbers, and your specialty, and your faculty, and some information about you. And then I store somewhere here to be able to work with this data every time what I need. When I need something, I send the control to the processing. So send some task, what to do the processing model to create some output. I will send probably, give me the names of students from this specialty. So if I put all students in the faculty, I will say, okay, I need the names of all students who learning information systems. So this processing, get information from here, process information inside the processing model according to my task, according to my instruction, and send me the output corresponding to my needs. So I put inside, then store, then send information what to do with data, and then receive the output. So, information technology is its narrow definition refers to technological side of information system. So, this is the information. The term IT is broadly sense used to describe an organization collection of information systems. There you go. What is important in these things in some information system? In this information system, the more important thing is to give opportunity to work with all this data, with all these rules, very convenient, very effective. So that's why we need in information system to create some tools which give us opportunity to make slices of information. What does it mean, the slice of information? The slice of information, so we have some amount of data, and we can to get some things from data, some part of this data, according to some rules. This is called the slice of information. Probably I want to get, if again I come back to something very clear, the list of database with the information about the students. I want to get information of students who will third year in bachelor, who will learn probably computer languages, who will have mark 5 or 6, very good or excellent, because I need to find some group of quite good programmers for some project, and that's why I want to make a slice of information from whole university to get the students from third and fourth year, because they have more knowledge, they have more experience, but I need only the person who in oriented to the programming languages, so person who learn probably Java only, or Python, or C++ or something, or all these together, and a person which have marks on these subjects 5 or 6. So you can see this is the slice of information. I have all this information, but if I don't find the slice which I need, this is not information system. This is just some one big store of information, but not information system. Information systems after the creating the rules, after the creating the opportunity to get exact information from my information system. This is the important for information system. To give opportunity to get the needed information. So, for example, if you have one big library, so let's say it's a library of the university, and you go into the library, you want to find the book for information system, and they said to you, okay, there is a store, there is the shelves, okay, go inside and find the book, but there's few thousand books. You will spent a lot of hours to find exactly these books. And you have, of course, there is a situation you have opportunity to didn't find because you just didn't find it. The book is there, but you didn't find it. That's why in the library is some mechanical part of information system. So they create the group of the books. They divide it into different sections. They divide it, order it by the alphabetical order or by authors or by something. So it's like a mechanical structure how to store information to be able to find. So because very important things of database to store information in the way which is give you opportunity to find needed information easy. So because if it's not clear, so I'll give you another example. Your friend give you his laptop, and then okay, the file which you want is inside my laptop. Find it and get it. So you will spend a lot of time to find and probably didn't find, because there is a lot of folders in this laptop. There is a lot of files. You don't know what's the name of the file, where is the place of store the file. You don't know nothing. Yeah, the file is inside. So if I give you my computer and tell you, okay, this file which we read at the moment, it's in my computer. Get it. I'll give you access to my computer, get it. You will not be able to find because you don't know where is it. I didn't give you information where is the file, what is the name of the file. Okay, the file is here. You can get it. That's why the most important thing in information system to have some structure, some organization of the data, which give you opportunity to easily find the needed information. In our case, it's not an information system. It's just a bundle of information, but not the information system because it didn't give it opportunity to work. So, and something important of person who work with information. This is according to US Bureau of Labor Statistics on 2020. Look at that, the 7 most top occupation. Computer applications, computer support, software system, computer system administrator, network system, desktop publisher, and database administrator. So, that's why I put this at the end of the information system lecture, so to give you some tip, go on this direction. It will be very useful for you. Let me see, I want to show you, come on. What is the data corporate? So this is the body. So I want to speak about something history of data. What is a single piece? It's a single fact about something we are interested. A fact can be any characteristic of an object. What is the large amount of data and how the primitive methods are for data storage? Actually, people have been interested in data for at least the past 12,000 years. While today we often associate the concept of data with the computers, historically there have been many more primitive methods of data storage and handling. So don't think that is the same. Look at that. Long time ago, the shepherd used the very simple method to store the data about his sheep. As each sheep left its pen to graze, the shepherd placed one pebble in a small sack. When all the sheep had left, the shepherd had a record of how many sheep were out grazing. When the sleep returned, the shepherds discarded one pebble for each animal, and if there were more pebbles than sheep, he knew that some of his sheep still hadn't returned. So this is the very, very ancient information system, but this is it. Excavation in the Zagros region in Iran, dated 8,500 years before Christ, have under that clay tokens or counters that think were used to record keeping in the primitive forms of accounting. Look at that. This is tokens, so for these things. So if I put, this is 5 lines, this is 1 line, this is 3 lines. If I put this one with this one, this means 6. So another method of data storage. About the same time, the Susa culture existed, people in the city-state of Uruk in the Cimmeria, records in the clay text with pictographs, numerals, and ideographs. You can see there is the data storage, the data keeping, and the data processing. It's not something new. It's not start with the computers. The computers just make it easier and faster, but this data, they use it long time ago. So the trading record keeping, the recording data to track how much someone has produced and what it can be bartered or sold for. So this is the data structures. Look at that, how many different areas of the data on the big crusaders. And after that, there was a calculating machine storing data long time before the computers. If you can see here, this the Blaise Pascal, one of the earliest, best known search devices in 1640. This is the track the data associated with the key jobs in the tax collector. So it's a very ancient machine for working with the data. So in the early age of the computers, I don't know, did you see something like this? But the computers work with this type of cards. In this card, there is a hole on the different position to store the data. So you can see this is 0, 1, 2, 3, to 9. And in the position, you can put it in the hole, different holes, and it's store information inside. So, in 18th century, an enormous data storage and retrieval problem and greatly improved machine technology ushered in the era of information processing. Sensors took about 7 years to compile by hand this machine. So this is his very, very special machine. Tabulator sorter machine of Hermann Hollerith. So, and this machine is created 1896. And this is the main company which is combined with some other create the IBM. Of course, they increase it from this year to 40s, where the commercial data processing was performed a variety of electromechanical punched card-based devices. So this is the device to reading the punched band, or I showed the punched card before. So this is the type of structure. So, and now the normal structure. So, do you know what is it? This is a hard disk on 50. 9050, the hard disk looks like this. It's an IBM storage device. It's so small. Now we have a modern storage like a CD, like a floppy disk, which is now not in use. It was from age of 80.
They're too old.
Yeah, it was very popular.
Yes.
90.
Yeah. I remember that.
But this one is 9050, just 16 years ago. It's look like this. I have in my laboratory in the university, unfortunately, we not have classes face to face. I can show you the hard disk from 90s, which is probably 10 or 15 kilos weight. Very big, and it's 360 megabytes. 300 megabytes. It's 10 to 50 kilos. A very big hard disk. So this was 90s. This is 50s. This is probably, you can see, probably more than 1 ton. And this is probably, I think this was less than 1 megabyte. So this is the, and now you can see, you can put in your pocket 16 terabyte disk. It's very, very small. It's the size of credit card. It's 9 centimeters to 5 centimeters. And weight of 5 to 6 millimeters. You can put in the pocket. You have 16 terabytes of disk. So, when speak of cooperative resources, people used to list such items as a capital, plant and equipment, inventory, personnel, and patents. Today, any such list of corporate resources must include the corporation data. So the data is a very expensive resource of every company. This is a very important and very resource. now the biggest problem is to create a safe place for your data. You know, a lot of examples of situation when they want to hack your computer to what they just want to store your data, because the information in nowadays, it's a very important thing. This is the most important thing. So that's why the data can provide the crucial competitive advantage for a company. So if you have good storage data, good information system, your company probably will work better. So we will talk about the data security on the next lecture. I think for today's thing. So guys, we will meet on the, well, it's 9th of December, after the students' holiday, after the student celebration. You know, in Bulgaria, 8th of December is special Students' Day. But after that, we will meet. I hope you'll have, till this moment, you will install the access on your computer. So we will start to make some practical things working with the access. So this is all from